Good afternoon and greetings from Bangladesh. Since agriculture was introduced in this eIndia, as I said, 2007, we have been participating in this. So this year we also came here to give you the update what we are doing in Bangladesh, and therefore I think we are also trying to extend your eIndia to e-subcontinent maybe. I'm not sure. I'm coming from a project called Catalyst, which is undertaking ICT project, a bigger ICT project in Bangladesh. There are lots of development agencies in Bangladesh doing different kinds of projects, but in ICT I think we are doing the biggest one. We claim that. So very briefly, our project tries to reduce the poverty in Bangladesh. You know, Bangladesh is a very poor country. We have a special focus through increasing farmer and SMEs competitiveness and increase their employment in the sector and income. And in our approach, we work with value chains, different value chains, agricultural value chains mainly. We also work to develop the cross-sector service markets like ICT, media, marketing, these things. And we also try to improve the business environment in Bangladesh. Business here means also commercial farmers, by working with the government. Our principle is pro-poorness, so we definitely work for the poor, particularly work for the poor. And we are different from other projects because we think about sustainability from the very beginning. So in other projects, lots of projects are going on in Bangladesh, but most of the projects are driven by donors. And when those projects are over, those benefits just stop. So we try to infuse a mechanism in our work so that it goes on even after the project lifetime. So main thing is involve the private sector actually, so that they have a profit motive and they continue to do things commercially. That's the main thing of sustainability. Additionally, we also have gender and environmental and social issues that we try to address through our work. And we have an emphasized focus on ICT. We have a different work. We work with different areas, okay, value chains, business environment, cross-sector markets, but we have a special focus on ICT to make ICT work for the poor, particularly for the farmers, rural areas. So what we did in ICT, we studied very briefly. We studied the various projects in India and elsewhere. Started studying in 2004 actually. We came here, we studied the projects in Enlock, Saminathan project, eSeva, each of all those projects, and we tried to develop our own model actually. And when it went back, we develop our own model. It has to be a telecenter model because our rural areas are very poor. People cannot afford a computer at all. So it has to be a shared computer, shared resource where people can come and get the solutions. And commercial orientation, I already said, for sustainability. And we did a study and found out that just selling information is not a very good proposition in our rural area. There is we don't have a culture for paying for information in the subcontinent, I would say. So we said there should be a bundle of services which will make the centers survive in the long run. So we started work with two very small private sector partners who could see our approach, who wanted to invest in this, who wanted to try out some models, our model. So we worked for some extent, and then the Grameen Phone, the largest telecom partner, telecom company in Bangladesh, they also wanted to do something. So we talked, so they okay, but they wanted to do something in the rural area to sell their bandwidth actually, which they just introduced, GPRS service. So said, okay, let's work together and maybe we can also at the same time do something for the rural people, for the farmers actually. So they established 550 community information centers in 2 years. And by those centers actually we are trying our ICT activities. In those centers, agricultural information for all the agricultural sector that we have, trying to give information for all the sectors actually. And for that we have a commercial service provider, commercial content provider which we have helped to develop so that they feed the updated information to the community information centers and farmers get the latest information. Actually, the previous speaker told about the extensive services very well and explained it. In our Bangladesh, extensive service workers are not enough actually. There are only a limited number of extensive service workers. So many of the farmers don't get to see them in a year at all. So we are trying to develop these CICs as a complementary, complement the government extension service really. So from this CICs, farmers can get any kind of information, disease related, farming related, any kind of information at the time. And the content service provider have a resource pool comprising of university professors and government resource persons also who can give the solution. So even if there is a new problem in agriculture, a farmer can ask for the solution, and within 48 hours they will get the solution from the server content provider. And if it is there in the database, it's instantly given. So for the last 2 years, we have been doing this CICs in most of the places very successfully, but in some places it didn't work out because of the sectors and because of the number of farmers. But most of the places worked successfully, but we found out some problems. We did an impact study and assessment. So some of the farmers are not coming to the centers because in centers usually what they give is a printout of the solution in local language, of course. But most of our farmers are not literate, so they cannot use it sometimes. And some, of course, have inertia. They don't come to centers. And when we thought about the women entrepreneurs and workers in rural areas, most of them don't come to the outside establishment. So what will be the solution? So we thought about an improved solution, how to get around those problems. So when we partnered, I think after CSC we presented in the last eIndia, and then we did the later work. We partnered with Banglalink, which is the second largest telco in Bangladesh. So we talked about a call center, which will deliver the same content, same agricultural information, just through a mobile phone. So any farmer or any women entrepreneur from any part of the Bangladesh can call this center and get any kind of agricultural solution and business solutions. So. And this year also we are government recognized our project. Okay, we are doing a good job and you are complementing our service, government service. So maybe we should work together and share government resources also. So and deliver the government services to your centers maybe. So government is showing much interest. That's why lately we are working closely with government. The first project, Grameen Fund CICs, there are 550 CICs and 450 will be coming by the end of this year. Updated content is supplied by a commercial entity which we help to develop, but as a commercial company, not as a subsidiary company. They are selling the content to all the centers and making profit. New services are added to centers and CIC operators are trained regularly. I'll tell about one or two services later. And there is a role of promotion actually. The farmers are still not showing up in the centers in educated numbers. So there is a regular promotion going on. So this is a reliable source of information for you. And the Banglalink, the new thing, we started in just December, and average hit is 100,000 call per month for agricultural solution. For your information, we have 6 million SMEs in Bangladesh, SMEs and farmers in Bangladesh, commercial farmers. New sector information. When this service has been very popular since the introduction of December 2008, and callers are asking for different other information about other sectors, about financing, about light engineering sector, and other sectors also apart from agriculture. So those sectors are being added information. And gender issue is effectively addressed because, as I already said, there is no face-to-face interaction, so anyone can call. Government has several wings, and we are working with many of them actually. So if there is a small unit in some place and it has some kind of addressing, so if you give the address and it will give the how much fertilizer you have to put to get the best yield. So we have introduced this system just last month through the CICs and also through the call center. So if a farmer gives his information in the call center or in the CIC, he will get how much fertilizer to put in his or her field to get the best yield. And we are working with the agricultural extension service also to build their capacity. And this department is showing interest whether they can use the CICs as a source of their updated information to build the capacity, updated capacity of their extension workers for updated information. The government nationally sometimes cannot update them with the latest information or the latest disease things. The present government of Bangladesh has declared to do digital Bangladesh. This government just came in this January, and we are still trying to make what digital Bangladesh means. But whatever government is doing, we are trying to help them. Okay, whatever we are doing is so far for the last few years also should be come under the mandate of digital Bangladesh actually. And government is seeing the things. Yes, this falls under the digital Bangladesh mandate. Our present focus is, since we have done the CIC, one physical establishment and call center, the just helpline, we're trying to integrate the agri value chain information in the total agri value chain in the helpline and CICs, so that from input sourcing to marketing, they can be integrated in these centers and somehow. We from other parts of Catalyst, we try work with input suppliers and train their retailers so that they can train the farmers ultimately. But these companies can be now linked with through these CICs or through helpline. Catalyst already supported one website called salebazaar.com, which is trying to be a trade platform for all the producers in Bangladesh. Actually. So an agricultural producer in a remote place can post his or her item and get and sell it directly to the trader in maybe in city. It has been very popular lately, and another portal is being developed. Just last week we opened SME for SMEs to trade over internet. It's SME portal from the PD. We are also trying to use our CICs, whether we can use them for say marketing of agricultural products, produces. Like the e-chopal, because when in 2004 or 5 we started the e-chopal, but we have not been able to get a partner or implement something like that. But presently we are thinking that whether we can do something using those community information centers so that people can market their services to upward, or companies in Dhaka can use the CICs to market their or source their imports from those farmers using those CICs. Because they are like the e-chopal centers, like they have internet, they have PCs, they have the human agent.
Mr. Bashar, I'm going to have to request you to speed up a little bit because we have 4 more speakers.
And this is the last one, using mobile platform to introduce other services like M-payment, as the speaker said in another session and said. We are also thinking of whether we should introduce, we can introduce something like this for rural people. That's it.
So, thank you.